Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today I have a discussion video. I'm recording this literally just an hour after it was showcased, but we have just been showcased a brand new Crash Bandicoot game, Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time. And the reason why I wanted to make a discussion video, I would never normally do something like this, but the reason why I'm doing this is because Crash Bandicoot is very special to me. It's one of the first games I ever played. I have multiple of these titles in my top 50, top 20, and top 10 games of all time. And one of those games is, well, it holds a very special place in my heart, and that is The Wrath of Cortex. Now, I know a lot of people don't like this game. They say, oh yeah, it's not innovative enough, it tried too hard to be a Crash 3 clone. And yes, that's true in all honesty. But it holds a special place in my heart and many other people's hearts. It's my favourite Crash Bandicoot game. I love the soundtrack, the levels, the presentation, the models, etc. The control especially. So why is this a big deal? Because The Wrath of Cortex is the original Crash Bandicoot 4. It was the follow-up to Crash 3. So this basically means that now that this game is coming out and it's an official game, the official Crash 4, The Wrath of Cortex is now going to be made redundant, which is a bit of a shame. Like, I mean, fair enough, it's going to make the game, a lot more expensive to get a hold of. It's also going to make it a bit more valuable. More people are going to play it again. But that's not the point. Like, this is a big deal to me because, like I said, it's one of my favourite games of all time. And to see it now be put even more into the shadow than it already was, it's a bit sad, really. Like, I was really hoping for a Wrath of Cortex remaster or a port. At the bare minimum, a port on PC or anything. But I just don't think that's going to happen. Because not only is it a universal title and they need the licenses, but also this is coming out now. So The Wrath of Cortex is basically rest in peace. And speaking of rest in peace, we need to just pay our respects real quickly to the voice actor of Aku Aku, who died last week, which is a shame. Really is a shame. I don't want him to be replaced. I'm saying that much now. If they are going to make more future Crash installments, don't replace him. Just use his old voice lines. Just try not to make him, talk as much, basically. So yeah, Wrath of Cortex out of the picture. So now that Wrath of Cortex is out of the picture, what does this mean for Twinsanity? Because that's also a valid question. If you had to ask me, I say Twinsanity is also going to be made redundant as well. And this is because while Twinsanity was Crash 5, it was the follow-up to The Wrath of Cortex. It is officially the follow-up. Now that obviously that Wrath of Cortex is out of the picture, this is going to be as well, because I have the feeling, and it's a very strong feeling, that if we are getting a Crash 4, we will get a Crash 5. It might not be called Crash 5, and it could be another take on Twinsanity for all I know, but what do I know? So yes, Crash, The Wrath of Cortex, Twinsanity, and everything else that came after, Tag Team Racing, Titans, they're all dead now. Every single one of them are dead games, basically. And I do like those games, don't get me wrong, apart from a certain handful. But yeah, they're basically not going to be a thing anymore in the Crash canon and in a lot of people's videos and stuff like that, which is a shame. But I'm happy for this thing to be, I'm happy it's real. Because I wanted a new Crash game for years. Like, yes, I know, fair enough, in 2017 we had the Insane Trilogy. And don't get me wrong, Insane Trilogy is a fantastic game. It's one of the best games on the PlayStation 4. And then all of a sudden, like a year or two later, we got this. When was it? This was a year later, wasn't it? I'm trying to find the copyright. Oh no, it was 2019. It was 2 years later. Yeah, so 2 years later we got CTR. And CTR is a fantastic remaster as well. My favourite kart racer of all time. But, again, they're only remasters. It's nothing new. They didn't add any, well, they did add new content to it, but they didn't make it a new game. So, what this means, I've said that a lot this video, and I'm only like 4 minutes in. So what this means is now that we have the Insane Trilogy and CTR as recaps. So they're basically recap games for, for the newer generation of gamers and stuff like that. We didn't get a Crash Bash remake, thankfully. I don't like Crash Bash. Even if there was to remake it, it would be harmless. It's only a party game. Yeah. So now that that's been taken care of, instead of remaking The Wrath of Cortex, like a lot of people speculated when this game got leaked a few months back, because it mentioned 4 masks, the 4th entry in the Crash series. A lot of people did think it was a Wrath of Cortex remake, but that turned out to be false. And while yes, there are 4 masks in this game as well, but this time they're on your side. You know, there are a lot of parallels. Actually, yeah, speaking of parallels, this new game looks like the perfect blend of these two. And I don't mean like just Crash 1 and 2, Crash 3 and Crash 4. Now, while Crash 4 was technically a Crash 3 on steroids, to put it simply, it's still its own title with its own unique set pieces. Now, Crash 3 took you through like 3 different time periods. It was like medieval, prehistoric, futuristic, then there's underwater levels, and then there's also world levels such as like Route 66 and the Great Wall of China. You know, it took you through all these different locations, and they were like preset locations to go through. The Wrath of Cortex was all over the fucking place, because you could go anywhere in these levels, and I mean anywhere. Like, you start in like the tundra, like an Arctic place, then you go into the sky over a farm village, then you go to the woods, I think it is, in Bamboozled, a castle in Wizards and Lizards, one of Cortex's factories, then the water, then you go to what looks like to be what was level 7? Oh no, sorry, you go to a jungle, then you go underwater, then you go to a Japanese theme level, then you go to a some island thing, I think it was. I think that's what level 19 was. No, level 9 was. Level 10, you're in another Cortex factory. Then you're in another medieval castle. Then you're on like some mad road. The Arctic biome again. And you know, you get the picture. I'm just rambling on, trying to see what I can remember about the Wrath of Cortex. Yeah, so this game, from what we've seen, we've only seen a minute of gameplay, essentially. That's all we've seen. But the locations look familiar. We had dinosaurs, so prehistoric. We had jungle. Did we see ice? I'm trying to remember. I don't think we did. So yeah. And then also as well, in terms of playable characters, there's 3 playable characters: Crash, Coco, and Cortex. Cortex hasn't been playable since Twinsanity, and in Twinsanity you had to play as Crash at the same time as Cortex all the time. Oh no, you didn't, because you went to the school with his niece, Nina Cortex, I think her name is. So that was the only time it was playable other than with Crash. And it was unique, yes, and this one was unique as well. Like, it's really strategic, because you don't just do simple platforming. You have to shoot platforms and enemies, or say you shoot enemies to turn them into platforms, which is quite smart. So this game isn't going to be, you know, as accessible as the other ones. I mean, yes, don't get me wrong, the old games are hard, especially the PlayStation 1 version of Crash 1. That is fucking difficult, but that's primarily because it's just the controls. Like, they are difficult games, but they got easier as they went along, I personally think. But this one does look to be in the middle of like Crash 1 and 2, maybe 2 and 3 difficulty, because it requires you to think. Well, when you have these new masks, that you've got gravity and time, they're the only ones we know so far. But if the leaked box art tells us anything, there are definitely 2 more, which I can't remember what they look like off the top of my head. Gravity allows you to just switch from up and down, a bit like Crazy Gadget from Sonic Adventure 2, but you don't have to pull the switch, you just press a button. And then the time mask allows you to slow things down, a little bit like Mega Man 11's red coil, or was it the blue coil that did that? I can't remember. I think it was the blue one. So yeah, you just slow down time to like jump across platforms that might be moving downwards, which is smart. And if this game is set out like Crash 3 and Wrath of Cortex, then when we're in the hub world, you're gonna have your 5 levels and your boss, 5 levels boss. And if that is the case, obviously there's going to be Crystal and Gem. That's just the Crash standard formula. I can't see them getting rid of that unless it's some mad open world game, which it doesn't look to be. I'm saying that even open world, you know, Twinsanity had them. This is what's going to make me think now, because if there are relics in this game, which there more than likely will be, because it's I can't speak today, classic Crash formula, then these new mechanics could either be game changing for relics, or they could just be an obstacle. And what I mean by this is the time mask could slow down the timer, or it could, you know, keep it going at the regular pace, or you could use this time mask to create incredible shortcuts, or same with the gravity mask as well. Like, these things could absolutely make or break those relics, especially the platinum ones. And because this game is on the PS4 and Xbox One, this could essentially determine, are you going to get that platinum trophy? Because I'm still trying to platinum trophy this fucker before I go into CTR. And I've done Crash 1, I've nearly finished Crash 2, and then it's Crash 3. And then in terms of my progress on like the PS1 originals. I'm leaving Crash 1 for now because I just can't get to grips with its control yet. I'm just going to give myself a little bit of time before I want to focus on that. At the minute I'm playing through Crash 2 on the PS1, and it's surprisingly fun. I think it's better than the remaster personally. It just handles a lot better, but that's just my opinion. So yeah, I've rambled on about a lot of different things in this video, and I was supposed to talk about Crash 4. But yeah, Crash 4 looks great. The only thing that I don't understand, hang on. There are 3 things I want to bring up. The first one are the redesigned characters again. Now, the Crash series is no stranger to redesigned characters, because, you know, throughout the duration of the PS1, Crash got smoother, and Coco was introduced. The Wrath of Cortex made them look a little bit different, and I quite like those models. They're my favourite models in the entirety of the series. Then you have Twinsanity, which makes Crash look like, I don't know what Twinsanity makes it. It looks weird, to say the least, and I don't like it. A lot of people like it. I don't mind Cortex too much. And then the next drastic redesign was Crash of the Titans, which made him look fine. If he didn't have the tribal tattoos, it wouldn't be so you know, out of this world weird. But because he did, it was really weird. But I still quite like the design. It's a simple design minus the tattoos, and he looks fine in it, I think, personally. But again, it's still not what we come to expect. And Insane Trilogy comes out, and that design, like, I've got a massive poster for that. Like, the design is great. Like, it's a great redesign and a great you know, back to standards look for Crash. Same with Cortex and Coco. But then we've just in this trailer, and they've redesigned them again. And I think the best redesign is Cortex, hands down. Cortex is like a nice like blend from his original, you know, like design, or should I say his Insane Trilogy design, and his Titans design. Because in Titans he had this like, well, it's not a rounded head. It's not like a curved head, but it was like a. It wasn't like it wasn't a cup holder essentially. Like, it was something new, and his beard was a bit different as well. Like, it looks like it's been inspired from that. Like that. Mind Over Mutant and then Insane Trilogy is what it's taking inspiration from, and it looks nice. Coco looks fine enough. She looks a bit like what she did in Tag Team Racing, which is a strange choice considering not a lot of people like that Coco design, but I like it. And then Crash himself, he looks fine. That's all I can say about Crash. Like, Insane Trilogy almost perfected his design, close to Wrath of Cortex, but this one's like a completely new Crash. It's like a mix of, like, it's like Skylanders, not the game. God no, not the game. That looks awful. Like from the Skylanders cartoon on Netflix. I don't know if it's still on there. But from the Skylanders Academy, that's what it looks like a little bit. And it looks nice. The game is scheduled to release October 2nd, and that's what puts me in a bit of a dilemma. This is problem number 2. What am I gonna do? Because October is Hedgehog month. How am I gonna play this game and make content for Hedgehog month, or I should say, make content for this game and Hedgehog month? And because I know a lot of people are going to want me to stream it when it comes out, because I'm going to get it day 1, and then a lot of people want me to make videos and stuff. So I'm thinking, make Hedgehog month videos early and upload them, and then make those videos on Crash when it comes out, and then upload them as soon as Hedgehog month finishes. That's probably the best thing to do, because I don't want to have to wait a whole month to play the game. So I'll probably end up doing that. Well, yeah, that's just that, you know. And then problem number 3 is the people that are making it. They've switched the developers again. Insane Trilogy had Vicarious Visions, who were responsible for the GBA Crash games in the past. CTR had Beanox, which are relatively well known. I don't necessarily know them for anything, personally anyways. Nothing stands out to me, but the game was fantastic. And then this is being made by Toys for Bob, who made the Spyro Reignited trilogy, and that game was great. So, even though, like, yes, this is original. Spyro was a remaster as well. So as long as they can basically take enough elements without washing them down too much, this could be a fantastic game. This could probably be the best Crash game of all time if this is pulled off correctly. And I have a lot of faith in Toys for Bob. They've made some really good games in the past. You know, with Spyro being one of them. So yeah, 3 issues is just design, developer, and also Hedgehog month, and then everything else is positive. I think the game looks fucking great. So yeah, I can't wait to see it personally in action. This game's going to be great. I'm going to play it, I'm going to record it, upload it on this channel, ABP Plays. The main channel's in the description anyways, because I'll probably make a review series on it. Because before, I was going to end it, but I want to say one last thing before I go. On my main channel now, obviously do individual series about games. At the moment, I'm covering the Dragon Ball Z movies, and then after that, I'm going to cover GTA San Andreas. Once I finish covering San Andreas, I am going to do Wrath of Cortex as its own series. I think it deserves it. Then I'm going to do Sonic Generations. Then I might do the old Crash games or Insane Trilogy. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, that's been it from me. Just wanted to, post a little update, give you guys my opinion on the new Crash game. I think it looks great, sublime. Can't wait to play it. If you guys are going to get the game day one, if you're going to pre-order it, let me know in the comment section below. But with that being said, thank you all for tuning in. Subnautica should be out by the time this video is out. If it's not, I apologise. And I'll see you all in the next video. Take care and peace out.